Which statement below best describes the function of a decoder? A decoder will convert a decimal number into the proper binary equivalent. B. A decoder will convert a binary number into a specific output representing a particular character or digit. C. Decoders are used to prevent improper operation of digital systems. D. Decoders are special ICs that are used to make it possible for one brand of computer to talk to another. The correct answer is a decoder will convert a binary number into a specific output representing a particular character or digit. One can safely state that the output lines for a demultiplexer are under the direct control of the A. Input data select lines, B. the internal AND gates, C. the internal OR gate, D. input data line. The correct answer is input data select lines. A 16-input multiplexer is to be used to perform parallel to serial data conversion. Which of the following counters would be required to provide the data select inputs? A. mod 8, B. mod 16, C. mod 4, D. mod 2. The correct answer is mod 16. A breadboard circuit design using a BCD-to-decimal decoder has a problem wherein the operation of the system is erratic. The technician uses his scope to examine the waveforms throughout the system and doesn't really see any problems. While he's scratching his head, what helpful advice can you offer him as to what might be wrong and what to do to correct the problem? A. The decoder is thermally intermittent, replace it. B. There is probably a bad connection on the wire wrap protoboard, recheck the wiring. C. Glitches are probably the culprit, strobe the decoder. D. The decoder is thermally intermittent and must be replaced, or there is probably a bad connection on the wire wrap protoboard and the wiring must be rechecked. The correct answer is glitches are probably the culprit, strobe the decoder. How is the number 11 indicated on the outputs of a 7447 BCD-to-7-segment code converter? A. Segment A is active. B. Segment B is active. C. Segments A and B are active. D. Segments B and C are active. The correct answer is segments B and C are active. The IEEE ANSI symbol for a decoder has the internal designation BCD dec. This means the decoder is a decimal to BCD decoder with 10 inputs and 4 outputs. B. BCD to decimal decoder with 10 inputs and 4 outputs. C. Decimal to BCD decoder with 4 inputs and 10 outputs. D. BCD to decimal decoder with 4 inputs and 10 outputs. The correct answer is BCD to decimal decoder with 4 inputs and 10 outputs. Multiplexing of digital signals is usually required when A. Moving data internally within a microprocessor. B. Moving data between memory and storage registers in a microprocessor. C. Moving data over long-distance transmission lines. D. Moving data internally within a microprocessor or between memory and storage registers. The correct answer is moving data over long-distance transmission lines. What are the outputs of a 7485 4-bit magnitude comparator when the inputs are A 1001 and B 1010? AB is 1, AB is 0, AB is 1. B AB is 0, AB is 1, AB is 0. C AB is 0, AB is 0, AB is 1. D AB is 1, AB is 0, AB is 0. The correct answer is AB is 1, AB is 0, AB is 0. Which is the decimal number for the BCD number 101101110? A 182, B 36, C 116, D 101101110 is not a valid BCD number. The correct answer is 1010110 is not a valid BCD number. In an AHDL BCD to binary code converter, how is multiplication by 10 accomplished? A. By using the shifting of bits. B. By using the library multiplication function. C. By using integer types. D. By using the multiplication operator. The correct answer is by using the shifting of bits. What is the AHDL key issue in the design of the MUX and DEMUX? A. Having the MUX and DEMUX part of the library. B. Using the case statement in the process. C. Describing the functions. D. Assigning signals under certain conditions. The correct answer is assigning signals under certain conditions. Why are control inputs included in an AHDL magnitude comparator? A. For cascading the chips. B. For control signal input. C. For signal control. D. For internal interconnections. The correct answer is for cascading the chips. What VHDL techniques are used to describe a priority encoder? A. Integer outputs and priority coding. B. Signal outputs and priority coding. C. Tristate outputs and priority coding. D. Variables and priority coding. The correct answer is tristate outputs and priority coding. What is an important attribute of the conditional signal assignment statement? A. Its tristate outputs. B. Its sequential evaluation. C. Its use of library components. D. Its fast activation times. The correct answer is its sequential evaluation. There appears to be a problem with a 7-segment display on a DMM, sometimes skipping certain numbers. How would you test the display? A. Remove the display unit and check each segment diode with an ohm meter. Replace the defective segments. B. Apply 5V directly to each segment of the display and check for individual segment operation. Replace any segment that has voltage applied but is not lit. C. Tie all of the segments together and connect to VCC. The number 8 should appear on the display. Now check the display supply voltage to determine if the display is receiving the correct voltage. D. Connect the DMM to a variable supply and very slowly increase the voltage while observing for missing digits. Then check the segment voltage to determine whether the display or the display driver is bad. The correct answer is connect the DMM to a variable supply and very slowly increase the voltage while observing for missing digits. Then check the segment voltage to determine whether the display or the display D. What is the purpose of a decoder's inputs? A. To allow the decoder to respond to the inputs to activate the correct output gate. B. To disable the decoder outputs so that all outputs will be inactive. C. To disable the inputs and activate all outputs. D. To allow the decoder to respond to the inputs to activate the correct output gate and to disable the inputs and activate all outputs. The correct answer is to allow the decoder to respond to the inputs to activate the correct output gate and to disable the inputs and activate all outputs. The circuit in figure 9.8 is defective. Data is not appearing on the output lines. A check with the scope shows data pulses on the serial data line and multiplex control lines S0, S2. No parity error is indicated. A further check with a logic probe indicates that VCC and ground appear to be present. What might be wrong with the circuit? A. The demultiplexer may be bad. B. The parity checker is defective. C. The parity generator may be bad. D. The parity checker is defective or the parity generator may be bad. The correct answer is the demultiplexer may be bad.